Hello everyone, I'm Extra87 and this is Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth Edition. I believe that's the correct name of the game. Last time we started things off, we were learning how to investigate the Miles way, and you know, we're still looking at dead bodies, so dead body, not dead bodies. Know what I mean? What up, sir? Must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go, sir. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. And we figured out the killer went through your bookshelf twice, sir. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. These handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with the body position. Yes, he must have left them when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows it was moved. You need to go over this crime scene with a fine-toothed comb one more time. Anything else unmarked? This. What is that, sir? I tried to tell you there was a G on there written upside down in blood earlier, but you said it wasn't important, sir. Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? Why, that's... I reckon I know a gumshoe. Gosh, I don't remember who, though. There's a gumshoe that works at this precinct, sir. I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. So I'm trying to wonder why it's upside down. Because I guess maybe the books got put back on the shelf upside down? Because... I mean, this would look like 10 if it's upside down, but the others wouldn't really look like numbers or anything. I mean, this could look like 70 maybe. I don't know what the hell. The K is not really going to look like anything upside down. But I guess it's like, so somebody walks in, they're ruffling through everything, and then they put it back, but they put these back upside down for some reason, and that's why he writes it like that. But then when they got put back the second time, they were put right side up. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, say something, sir. It appears one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation, sir? Is this what the killer was really after? Written upon in blood. Dang, all investigation's been complete, sir? Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me, sir. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. Or I can't think, or maybe it could be like a different word you're supposed to think it's gumshoe. Like what is, like what letter's missing? I mean, it's basically just like the... Well, can I... Because, I mean, it really kind of doesn't look like gumshoe. Honest, like... Because the S would be in a different spot. I mean, it's not really supposed to be an H. I mean, maybe it could be an H. So I was kind of thinking that was the S, but I guess maybe it's the H. I can't think of what other word there could be. Like G-U-M blank H. That could also be the way they're going for it, is that you're supposed to think he wrote Gumshoe, but he didn't write Gumshoe. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Sure. First, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I must simply use T, but that's old news. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes I press it and I can draw new information and newer modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch very carefully. Okay, so it's Mr. Portman. Take the gumshoe! Ha! You stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, big word that one, you messed up the files to make it like you committed the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you will be brought to justice. Jim Justice. You intend to argue the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way to take the gumshoes the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Yeah, slash your rebuttal in half. Nice sentence. You would be ashamed if somebody pressed you during it. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim's a perfect name for my companion. Jacques and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, I mean, if he wants to correct me, he can rise from his grave. But if he doesn't, I'ma call him Jim. I can dead name him because he's dead. But Jacques and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks with the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like... Did you say furthermore last time? Is this man changing up his fucking testimony? That's against the rules.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to shovel my shelves twice in order to do that? That's true. Okay, maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, yeah, I can understand thinking I murdered someone, but like thinking I'd steal from Mr. Edgeworth? That's ridiculous. It's a possibility. Maybe his salary's been cut so much life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. 3 sandwiches. Sometimes they even got meat in them. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with, and what a motive, no? That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? 'Cause it makes sense with with the evidence we have, and that's how you solve a crime. You work backwards from your own assumption to create what would make the initial evidence true, no matter what actually happened. Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway, thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody lettuce his body was heading.
Hold it!
Yeah, so I guess that would be the... Since his body would be in a different... Like, the books would have originally been in a different spot. Why do you think the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? His body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. Yeah, but judging on what I've seen, doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Hey, who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impression alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game finishing spike. Okay, we'll press him just for the content. Assuming that, hopefully they don't get mad at me. Oh, sorry, you pressed the wrong fucking sentence. Get fucking flicked, nerd.
Hold it!
Are you saying those letters were intended for you? Yep. Jim was an outstanding detective. I'd expect no less from my former partner. It looks like Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in this logic. I can't tell you about it, though. The flaw lives in Canada. You wouldn't know it. Now to clue... Okay. So, take me back to number 4. Does this mention anything about the body placement? I mean, because the thing is that the files would have been in a different spot, but none of these in the description say anything about that. Because I mean, I can see the art as the classic Ace Attorney conundrum, because both of them kind of make sense, right? Saying the body is the contradiction because the body would have been in a different spot relative to the books. But I guess I'm gonna go books because the books would have been in a different spot. Wait, no. Because it was the bullet hole books that were moved. That book's been stolen. I mean, it's gotta be one or the other, so... There's the bloody letters his body was hiding. There's a large flaw in your light. Oh, this is totally, you got this wrong setup. Really? I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Oh, sorry, let's move on. Didn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate. That was careless of me. Yeah. Okay, what? I mean, it's gotta be the other thing, then. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, there's a serious flaw in your logic. So, I mean, I had it right, I guess, and then I second-guessed myself. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem. I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor be brought down by the power of her own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha. That's what you do when somebody jokes. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, I may not direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible! Oh, okay, so they're saying the contradiction is that they wouldn't have noticed the... Yeah. They had to have noticed the letters. I was kind of thinking the wrong way. I was focusing on the body blocking the letters, but they're talking about he had to have seen the bloody writing on it originally, which makes sense. Nothing. The files in that shelf are all about a certain case. And the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner? I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. I mean, what if they're not very good at seeing? It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious the file was stolen after it was written on. Missing the letters in the detective's name where the file should be as proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone. There's only half an H. That's what they called me back in my wrestling days. Half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. That! Which means... What exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin the whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see, I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some, you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Yeah, nice facts and logic, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you think about the fact that I have this gun? Bang, bang, bang. Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me, sir. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved I'm innocent, pal. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. He's transforming. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. And why do I sense you still have something to say? You're gonna say we did it and tried to frame Gumshoe? Well, that doesn't make sense. Why would, that doesn't make any sense. Because if we were trying to frame Gumshoe, we wouldn't have just acquitted him. Well, I was thinking, do you know there's one other person with a key in this office? One other person? Yeah, you there! Yes sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Oh, there's like a case we're introducing somebody new? A lady? That girl's a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? You say security? No, stop it, pal, don't! I'm allowed to be here. I work here. I got a badge and everything. Well, I don't got the badge on me. I lost it at the ramen stand, but I got this piece of paper that says I can be here on it. I showed it to the guy up front and everything. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Maggie? I mean, the name seems familiar, but I do not recognize the lady in the slightest. Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean my master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I never sneak into someone's room! That's right, I refuse to believe Maggie's the culprit, pal. Also, Maggie, I noticed that you said you would never sneak into somebody's room, but you weren't like, I would never murder anybody. I feel like that's the more serious accusation there, partner. It was me, that's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, detective? Well, I mean, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl's the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, the Detective Gumshoe is the one who opened the door. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. You know what's not about to be faked? This water I'm about to drink. Man, I forgot how much these games destroy the throat. So you're saying she used the master key. I mean, also, couldn't it have just been that Gumshoe's a dumbass and didn't relock the door after he left? Can I present that as rebuttal? Incompetence of my client? He's too stupid to have committed the crime? I mean, you know what I mean. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. Yeah, well, you got one of the things where you said, like, oh, it's the fucking body, stupid idiots. Obviously the book. Fucking go off yourself. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could use the master key. Seems the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Okay, we will be pressing. Get pressed. Get pressed. I pressed on you. You sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah. Moving on. Hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. So it's like, who's like, I mean, daughter doesn't make any sense. But, like, maybe like a niece of Gumshoe? Like, I presume they're related. You can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yeah? Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? Yeah, I was like, egads, there's no key here. As in, it wasn't anyone in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it, sir. Miss Portsman, I believe this would be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
Well, I say you are lying, so No. I'll win. I'm the prosecutor, and my word's more important than a peasant. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. Well, I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me, you don't want to test how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Then we already established that it was theft. I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Miss Portsman or Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive for theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. I mean, do we have anything we could have presented there? How do I see the... No, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, that's fine. I was trying to pull up the collection thing, but I forgot what button it was. I guess you can open the press menu, you just don't have to present anything. I concur the culprit's motive must have been thievery. However, glad to hear the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. Every office door. Anything on there? It's the master key to every office in the building. Okay. Why do we never dust this one for fingerprints? I mean, I guess it would have been if they wiped the safe, presumably the gun was wiped as well. But what if this was not the gun? With regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe. Good thinking, asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. That was just a theory. One hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See, there goes the truth, running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. Ah, but we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say... No way, Jose. That since she's the only one who could have opened your office door. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect.
Hold it!
I think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions. Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? I'll have you know I've never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. I said the funny phrase. I really never knew I was talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know? But when you screw up so badly, you're literally chased off the force. Wait, is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? No comment. I have a right not to say anything. That's hogwash. Oh, don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all the more probable she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I'm thinking that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough the two know each other well. But, Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first we should listen a bit more and digest what he is saying. And press him for information. And if I press this statement again. Only member of security could use the master key. Only one person. So what happens if I don't say let her talk? I mean, did it update the key? I guess it updated the key, right? Because it says it was stolen. But I feel like if I present it and say somebody else could have used the key, he's just like, well, there's no proof it was stolen. It's just her saying that. Gumshoe knows her from when she was a police officer, now works nighttime security? Okay. What do you mean by missing? Is anywhere in the scene? Okay, guys. Is there no way to, like, skip through it faster? All the evidence points towards a motive for theft. Done taking blows. Time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Only the prosecutors know about the safe. Okay. Because he said it on this line, right? About she looked through the safe.
Objection!
Guys. God. She couldn't have looked at the safe because she doesn't know it exists. Okay. But, like, you know, she couldn't have been the one to do it because she's not a prosecutor. It'd have to be a prosecutor who knows that about the safe, you know? I can't go to the next line. There it goes.
Hold it!
Appeared to have been thievery. However, with regard to investigating the bookshelf. Only Miss Bird is our prime suspect. Wait. There's our good detective. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for?
Hold it!
Because I don't know, I just feel like presenting the key is stupid. Killer's master key at around 1 a.m.
Objection!
Doesn't have any reason or motive. We established it was theft. Went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. Messed up shelves to the wiped down. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to present it here? Because I just feel like this is it. This seems... Okay. Do you wish to continue insinuating that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you also must be aware of the fact the safe is a... I believe the kids call them secret saves? The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But, she could have found it by accident when she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about the safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? You have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden, sir? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of secret saves. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret saves. That means... Yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief? And, you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But, killing's going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes, and now, I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. I mean, do you think they give the security guard a gun? I mean, at least it's like a prosecutor's office. It's not like, you know, the local mall. But... Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. And then he jimmied the lock open with it. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Unless you were cheated from Jim after you killed him. Dead. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, think we're done here. Investigation waits for no man. would you people be so kind as to see yourself out? You can't kick us out, sir. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office, sir. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I gotta say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice to accommodate his request for now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. If you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. Well, alright, good game. Like I said, I was looking for a short Let's Play, but, you know, I didn't know it was going to be that short. March 14th, holy hell. Gumshoe, do you ball? 4:18 a.m. What's with the prosecutor? Can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Maintain your professionalism, detective. I can't maintain it if I never had it to begin with. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. But really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Oh, we investigating. I was wondering if I may speak for you a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by these Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay. What? When did you discover the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think I was around 1 a.m., sir. It was back at around 2:30 a.m. He was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone but stolen. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? Oh, it's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? I don't know. What'd you think about this badge? That's a prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Damn right, don't you forget it, honey. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on just for a little bit? Not in your life. I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. On second thought, they're actually on the same level. Used the master key? What? So when did you discover the master key was missing? Time I realized, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. This was back around 2. What do I present there? Use the master key. You use the master key? What do you think about this prosecutor's badge? Can I not just ask her? What? I'm not sure what I should do with that other than guard it. It's like talking to another gumshoe. I don't know, you know anything about the secret safe? I don't know what I'm supposed to present. I guess maybe I don't have what I'm supposed to present yet? Like, I don't know why I can't just ask about use the master key. What did you mean by use the master key? Wait. Why didn't that work earlier? Or maybe I was thinking you had to hit T on the question? I don't know. Okay, so I guess I wasn't clicking on it right. So he wasn't asking the question, instead it was just presenting. And I was thinking that it was like you click it and then present something for some reason. Okay, so that's less awkward. It's my job as security guard, right? Ah. What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird, quickly. Okay, so I guess we didn't actually click on it. Oh, okay, that's what... I click on it and then it selects it, but you have to click it again. So that's what it was. And so I clicked on it, it didn't do anything, and then I hit T, thinking that it was like you had to select it and then... Okay. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. You sure you're not related? Got caught up in a murder? I don't remember this lady at all. Things started going downhill, so she quit. I would like to take the gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. And so I thought until a few hours ago. Right when I was about to clock out for the night. Because they have like the same mannerisms and stuff. I thought it was going to be like his, niece or little sister. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life isn't nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to name a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and I just thought I'd finally found my happiness. I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. You ever met the victim before? I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith is always playing basketball with him. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd love to play with him. It sounds fun. The only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in that well with him. Alright, we will talk to Lady about the forgetful prosecutor next time. We're gonna call it for now. Pretty fun. I kind of like the little, the slight twist on the mechanics. I mean, you're still kind of doing the same thing, but in a less formal setting. It's neat. I'm really liking the game so far. And so far the questions, even though I've gotten them all wrong, the safe one is a little sus because he mentions the safe in that first question, but I'm fine with it being the second one. All the others have been fine to good. I'm ExtraCheesy87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.